Kathleen Leonard with Alam Canal, and real estate, as many of you know, there's a huge topic. It's a huge range of things to discuss. So since most every conversation begins when I meet someone or I see someone I haven't seen, how's the market? So I thought that's what I'll talk about today, is how's the market. It's definitely time to buy, and the deals out there are phenomenal. And it truly is, statistically, I mean, even when you do the number crunching, statistically it is a buyer's market, and it has been for, as you can imagine, quite some time. But I'm going to, I go through, I get a report, Alam Canal agents get a report every Thursday, and it's from the past, well, it's a time to buy, record low interest rates, that's been going on for a while, and the list prices, now this is just Sonoma Valley, that's what I focused on. List prices are inching up, but those are the list prices because we also have an increase in inventory. So what this results in is it's still a continuing buyer's market. Now, of those list prices that have been inching up, 40% of the properties on the market right now have had a price reduction since they were listed, and that's huge. So what that's telling us is they really shouldn't be inching up. The sellers should be paying attention to this, and if you go in and talk to a seller who's thinking about putting their house on the market, as we say, yes, you can see that your neighbor's house, you know, is listed higher than the other person sold for, but be careful of that because you'll just sit there. Real estate, my broker likes to say, real estate is fluid. It is constantly changing. It can change daily, weekly, monthly, and it can change neighborhood to neighborhood. Last 2 months, the number of sales have actually been more than the number of new inventory. Seems to contradict. I mean, these things are kind of contradictory. They seem to contradict, and I think that's because even though the list prices are inching up, the buyers are still in control. And say someone starts a house at $400,000, these lowball buyers will still go in and say $300,000. Sellers are saying, "No, are you kidding? Go away." 6 months later, the sellers will say, "Well, maybe." so you're getting more closed transactions than new listings on the market. At some point, the ideal situation would be for inventory to go down and prices and number of buyers to start coming up. Unfortunately, it doesn't always happen that way because then we're in the heyday right now from about April to October. It's not a trend up, it's not a trend down, it's a cycle. The fastest moving market is under $425,000. Those are the properties, they come on when they're clean, turnkey, perceived to be a good deal, they're selling fast. And that's what's causing more sales. And the only thing about that high-end market, though, is there's not much on the market in that price range. And the reason is that those sellers, most of them, not all of them, are in a we don't have to sell. We'll put it out there because it would be nice to sell and buy a home here and another home there, but they don't have to. So this is the first time in a long time that we've seen that an investor can actually buy a rental property with 20 or 30% down and have it cash flow. I mean, how great is that? We haven't seen a cash flow purchase, assuming you don't have to outlay thousands and thousands in remodel, or maybe Bo and this team of people can go in and do a really well-priced remodel. If you have a $60,000 down and a $300,000 loan, and I'm saying hovering around 5% for an investment property, is that right? If that property can get about $2,100 a month, you can cash flow between your principal and interest at $1,600 a month. Property taxes about $360 a month. You get someone in there, good renters, that are covering your cash flow. You've got a $60,000 investment in the property. Don't turn it around in 6 months or 2 years. Just say, I'm going to hang on to this and hang on to it for 10 years. And your $60,000 is going to grow at someone else's expense. So this is a great team to put together to present to investors about what a great time it is to buy, how this team has all the elements in place to
make a property turnkey and manage.